Who else is here? Billy gonna come in?
I don't know if Billy's gonna show up. We're
Oh,
live though.
we are live. Look at
What's
this.
going on, everybody? How you doing today? That's what
Awesome.
we're doing. How you doing today, dude?
I'm really excited. Like I posted like a almost final version of my cover to the Black Phantom yesterday, and
Uh huh.
just the amount of likes and retweets and the positive comments that everybody's been giving and pouring on me. I'm fired up and excited. It's like I've been powered up. So I really appreciate everybody that has just said the nicest things to me. So thanks.
Yeah, man. It looks really good, dude. It looks super polished.
Yeah, I'm nervous, I want ever it's a story I wrote when I was a teenager, but I've got a backlog of like a dozen or more stories that I've written for this character already that are just sitting there. And
Mm-hmm.
this first story was one I wrote when I was a teenager, but I just hope that everybody likes it enough that they want to come back for another one.
Oh shit! Look at that.
We got a Billy in the house.
Yeah,
Billy Goat.
I'm excited for your book too. I had been actually curious because I don't think I had seen anything in color yet. So I
Well,
was curious on just like what the like what it was going to look like, and I dig how you're just like kind of doing him in black and white. Like
yeah.
those are his actual like local colors. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, the first book is in black and white, and it will have spot color in places for like red and certain things.
But your Phantom character himself, he's a black and white character.
Yep.
Yep, I like that.
I I designed it to where his bandoliers or whatever make an X across his body, so it's like a skull and crossbones kind of thing.
Well,
It
and
looks
it's
like a
always
Fortnite character in a
and
good way.
yeah. Well, and it's always neat to see characters that literally that when they were designed in a way where really basically just two value colors were thought of. You know, like I like characters like Iron Man and stuff like that, where it's just like two basic colors. Because then when you silhouette the characters like in any panel, at any time, you can completely tell not only who they are, but like what direction they're facing and like how the body is rotated because there's such strong, negative
Right.
positive spaces. Like you're gonna always be able to tell which way your Phantom character is going to be facing because of that X that you explained. Because like we'll just see in our eye the way that X is either deforming or like twisting, and even if he's a tiny, tiny little freaking silhouette, in an action panel, you're going to be able to see exactly what he's doing, and I love that kind of shit.
I've been drawing him since I was a teenager, and I hope I'm gonna have to dig and find a bunch of my sketches, but I'm gonna try to in the back of the book show a progression of how the character started and evolved to right now, so everybody can kind of get an idea of where I went, where it came, and where I am now. Because even when I started drawing this book, the character design has evolved even more. So I'm starting to find out what I like to see in the design.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I uh I always find that really fascinating, especially when it's a character that's been developed for so long. Because I even remember seeing, I remember when I think it was when they first released the first Ninja Turtles omnibus, the one that they colored.
Mm-hmm.
They had in the back of it old iterations of what the turtles look like before what we saw, and man, some of those early turtle iterations are ugly.
They were funky
and dumpy looking, like little short, fat, like pear looking guys and shit with funky little turtle heads and stuff. I was like, man, I'm really glad they kind of buffed these guys up.
Yeah, the early stuff of the Black Phantom, he had a nose that was just painted black that stuck out of his mask, you know, and
Oh, trippy.
Do you have any of that you want to share real quick?
No, not offhand. I need to like start digging this stuff out because I intend to run off some test prints of the books to see which cover I like best, like the types of paper, because I want to try a hollow foil and see what it looks like before I go to final. So it's probably going to cost me about $100 just to print off a few books, you know.
Yeah.
Are you gonna like number those books though? That would be dope. You know what I mean? Like you print up, 100 of them, and it's like 1 of 100, 2 of 100, 3 of 100.
Right.
That shit will make them fucking
right.
limited.
I do have a limited edition Kid Squid that's in my shop. It's the only time it's been fully printed in full comic form. And then it's actually going to be in the campaign, like the full version of it.
Right on.
So we'll have 2 books. There's even going to be a couple backup stories of other stuff, like in each book, and a bunch of drawings from my sketchbooks. And then I'm going to have an add-on that I ordered some test samples of this item that nobody's done in Comicsgate yet, so I'm keeping it under my hat until I launch.
What is it?
Until I launch a campaign, but it's going to be a really cool, fun, free add-on, and I think it's actually going to catch on. I think other Comicsgaters are going to want to do it too. So I'm super excited.
Comicsgate, fucking. I was about to say pocket pussy, but
Jesus Christ.
Yes.
I was like the what is the one thing that I doubt Chad would ever fucking release? Pocket pussy. That's what I'm going with.
No, I'm definitely not gonna I'm definitely not gonna put out anything smut related, you know.
Good.
Yeah.
Look at this. This looks pretty smutty.
Well, I wanted to say hi to, we got J-Bot in chat. Hail to Shipbird Militia. And I think first timer in our chat, but friend to the channel, we have DJ hailing from comic book creator hailing from Hawaii in chat.
Oh, shit.
What up, First Watch Studios? Thanks for catching us.
Aloha.
Yeah, aloha. Thanks for catching us. DJ, remember he had that book, fuck, I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I can't quit you, Jason.
But he does cool like high fantasy stuff. Like well, the first book that he put out was kind of like a high fantasy. It really reminded me of something very not in a bad way, but like very kind of Warcrafty, like stylized comic book art, but definitely high fantasy. And then he's got a new one coming out. I saw a picture for it called Space Elves, and it looks like he's kind of doing some kind of mixing his Warcraft influence for maybe his love of Warhammer.
Elves.
Dude, that sounds cool, man.
Well, because it sounded, I'm like, well, Space Elves, that sounds kind of like Warhammer, and no one's like, ever since Warhammer kind of did Space Elves and stuff, like no one's really kind of touched trying to do something like that. So we're
I mean, like it's like, because it's like, yes, Warhammer and some of that stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm seeing Space Elves
and Space Orcs and shit.
I've never, they're not those words. I've never heard those words though.
Right.
I've seen like Dark Elf and shit like that, but Space Elf, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like Galactic Dragon.
Well, because like in some of the ways it's like high fantasy. It's why Star Wars works so well. Is because like high fantasy works well even in space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's like why Warhammer and like Star Wars still work, because it's like it's basically just space fucking wizards. I mean,
right?
Dude, Thunder the Barbarian was practically sci-fi. And
dude, it even said, I mean, it's like in an age of sorcery and super science.
Yeah, super science. Yeah.
Super science and sorcery. I remember as a kid just getting fucking like chills, goosebumps when he said sorcery and super science. And I was like, holy shit, both of those things are fucking crazy.
That start with cool S's, sorcery and super science.
The sorcerer, Janus, yes.
I just want to say thank you and I love you to Jason. I made sure to be there in chat. You saw me in chat so that I was there to support you. You had a nice full panel of 9, so I was just like, I'm just gonna support him from chat. So I gave you some views. Yeah.
Wandering King.
Marduk.
Oh, look, that's the first time I've ever seen him in a chat before. Welcome.
No, I see
he's
him.
like awake. I think he's like on the other side of the planet, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Or he just tells us that.
Yeah, I think.
I've never seen him.
Like, dude, in his office, he has a fucking clock that underneath it says Sri Lanka, and like he just like pretends like that's like the clock that he goes off of.
Right.
Oh, gotta go to bed, guys. It's 5 o'clock here.
Yeah, I think he drops nuggets that are misleading to throw us off his trail.
I used to have a dog that used to drop misleading nuggets to throw me off the trail. Fucking dog.
There's something of Indian Native Americans eating deer pellets. Have you ever heard of that? It's like trail berries. You never heard that? I don't know why that popped into my head.
Oh,
it's because we're talking about poop.
Oh yeah, we're talking about skibbity scat, skibbity scat. It's all funny. It's all funny games until you see fucking bear scat on a trail, and you're like,
yeah,
fuck.
Yeah. I didn't know how serious that was till I went and visited friends in Alaska, and we were heading out in the morning to go have breakfast. And like we're like 2 steps out of the front door, and my buddy like fully throws his arm up in front of like me and his wife. And he's like, "Just go ahead and back up, back into the house, back up." I'm just like, what's going on? He's like, "Look at the front lawn right there." And it was snowy everywhere, but there was a big melted spot in the middle of the front lawn where it was almost like a billabong, like a little island. Like the snow had melted away. There was a big pile of shit in the middle of it. And I just laughed. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is that? He's like, it's bear shit. And I'm just like, oh,
bear
wow.
Scat.
Crazy.
I thought
he's like, yeah. That's why I want you guys to stay in the house. And I still hadn't clued in. Like, I'm like, why? He's like, well, if there's bear shit on my front lawn, that means there's a bear in the neighborhood right now. Like,
yeah, I thought you were gonna say he was gonna start yelling, "Hey, bear!"
Dude, and if he just took a shit, that means his guts are empty. He's looking to make some new shit.
Right? Yeah, and it was fresh. It was all steamy and stuff. Like it was fresh melted snow.
I honestly, like in Alaska, like I mean, I'm fucking nervous because it's bears, motherfucker. But like Alaska, I'm not that stressed. But when I go camping in the Appalachians, like where I normally am going, because that's where my people are, like, dude, those fucking black bears will kill you.
Oh yeah,
like pull you out of your tent in the middle of the night. Like it's super dangerous.
There's a guy that told this really awesome story that I'd heard who survived a bear attack, and he said when the bear came after him, all of a sudden he remembered this story his mom told him about protecting himself from dogs attacking, and that you just shove your fingers down the dog's throat and gag them, right? Okay. Well, he said when the bear went to bite him,
or you give him appetizers. Here, just nibble on my fucking fingers first.
He just threw his arm down the bear's throat and grabbed his uvula, whatever you call it. Oh my god! And made the bear gag.
Holy shit!
On his arm, and he said the bear did it 2 more times, and he gagged him both those other times, and then the bear gave up.
Time, I think they got a little game going on between them.
He said the bear gave up after that.
I would be so fucking scared to be even reaching into a bear fucking mouth. That's crazy.
He said,
"Gag me, spit in my mouth, ride me."
But he said that just clicked in his head, his mother telling him that right then and there, and he remembered it and just went, wow.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
On my honeymoon, I took my wife camping, and we went up on like Blood Mountain. Jesus Christ, what a name for a fucking mountain. So we went up on Blood Mountain, right? And I hooked us up, made a little campsite, broke out the wine. It was fucking awesome. So we're camping. We're in the tent. It's in the middle of the night. We have our dogs with us, and dogs that would like normally just bark at the fucking wind. I mean, they, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So we're in the tent, and I hear a
oh no
outside the fucking tent, right? And I'm like, oh shit, right? And I like look over, and it was like a scene out of fucking, I don't know, Pee Wee Herman's Great Adventure, where like all you see is the eyes, right? I like look over in the tent and I see my wife's eyes, like just big white balls, like, and then I look over and all my dogs are completely awake and staring at me, and their eyes are huge, dude. Like I'm seeing whites in the dog's eyes and shit. Like they're all like,
wow, they shut up. They were like, oh, we better be quiet.
Yeah. And so I'm hearing this fucking thing, which, you know, reality, dude, it could have been a fucking raccoon. I don't know, but it sounded fucking big, right? So I'm like, oh, fuck. Damn, what would my fucking dad do? All right, well, fucking, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, fuck, like I'm the dad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you're
Like,
the boss
like
now.
it's time to fucking caveman up, right?
Right.
So, so I had the machete right there, and I had this foghorn, and it's a foghorn that like I normally carry on my chest rig when I'm hiking,
right?
Because you see a bear, you just fucking give them a little blast of the horn, and they fuck off,
right?
So, so I get the air horn out, and I like unzip the tent, right, just a little bit, right. And like in my head, and so I unzip it, and I stick my hand out of the tent real slow, and I'm still hearing like fucking like pots and shit knocking over, right? So I start to stick my hand out, and suddenly there's silence, and I'm like, I'm like, okay. I mean, this is like microsecond decisions and fucking
yeah,
right?
Slow-mo,
so as I'm
slow-mo
slowly
time.
sticking my hand out, I'm just imagining I'm sticking my hand in his fucking mouth, like he's like, like he's just sitting there like, and I'm putting my hand in his mouth, and so I fucking bling, you know, you know, I fucking blaze that thing, and he, she, whatever the fuck, it like just starts hauling ass down the mountain.
Wow.
And it was like, holy
it was it. So it was a bear. It was a bear.
It was, I don't know, man. You know, I never saw the animal, but it was big. So yeah, I'm assuming that it was a bear.
Right.
You know, it wasn't making like the fucking raccoon noises, you know, and it definitely wasn't like a possum, but
moose are just as bad, dude.
Wild. That shit was dope, dude.
You don't want to mess with a moose.
Oh, no, you don't. Mooses and comics. All right. Let's just jump into this just real quick.
Yeah.
So we're doing before we get sidetracked with some more shit, even though I know I just sidetracked us with a crazy ass fucking story.
Oh no, it was whatever.
Sorry, I apologize, guys.
It's good. It's good conversation.
Triangles. Episode 3, Trey, Trice, Trois. Whatever. So threes, right? I was like, what? Three. Oh yeah, 3 triangles, love triangles, cool. So, yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go over this one, and then I got some like issue number 3s. Like I got Youngblood number 3 out, and then I got Avenging Spider-Man number 3.
Okay.
I got a couple other 3. So there's like a little. And then I also got like, oh yeah, the X-Men, because I was thinking one of the triangles, you know, hopefully it's in it. What do you think about your first triangle? Like, if you had one triangle to fucking mention, what would it be?
Okay, we're gonna start off with our own. Okay.
I mean, just like the one like off the top of your head that you could think of.
Of comic characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Black Cat, Mary Jane, and Peter Parker.
Okay.
Mine is definitely Scott, Wolverine, and Jean.
Shit.
You took his.
I'm sure that's going to be on the list. I mean, it's a pretty.
It is on the list, but yeah, that was like the one that I thought of. You know what I mean? That was like the first one that I thought of. That was always like the 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this may sound weird, but like the second one that just comes to mind for me, and it may not be a traditional triangle, but Batman, Any Woman, and the City.
Oh,
It's like Batman
Yeah,
will never
that's
love
dope.
anybody as much as fucking he loves punching
That's true.
people in back alleys of Gotham.
Well, the City, yeah, is actually a good one. You know.
You know, so that's my second honorable nomination, honorable mention rather.
Now I'm just imagine Batman just like up in a fucking rooftop, just like fucking jerking off onto a
Like
gargoyle.
Homelander just beating it. Just
Yeah.
I love
Every
you.
time there's like a new building being constructed, he like swoops in and like jerks off a fucking wad into
Or
the
he just
cement.
you can see like him like licking his lips. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna grapple on so many different ledges of you, baby."
Dude, he just slowly pulls his pants down and starts
I'm
like
gonna
sliding his
climb
dick
all the
on
way to the
fucking...
top of you and brood so hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Batman
yeah,
Batman likes to eat pavement.
He is, dude. He goes around. He's a total like cement nibbler. Like it's a fucking OCD thing. Like
and the
I
same
knew a
way
chick who like
that
pulled
Star
her
Wars
hair.
girl eats dirt. Like he eats like little bits of concrete. Like places.
Yeah, he's a concrete muncher.
Oh, he's a fucking little nibble. Like he goes around. Like, dude, Wayne Manor is just fucked. Like there's all these like small little chips and shit missing everywhere. Please, sir, stop chipping away at the fucking masonry, sir. Your parents aren't coming back, sir. Master Bruce, your parents are coming back. Leave the mortar alone. All right, so this first one, I don't know who the fuck. I mean, I know
it's not memorable enough. I like Sin City, but that still didn't even pop out to me. You know, it's been ages since I read it.
So Dwight, Gale, and I can admit I did not read Sin City, so this one did not stick with me because it was not a featured plot point in the movie that I saw.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. If anything, I was like, wait a minute, is that the cop Del Toro that was coming over? I didn't see any of this in the movie.
I'm going to shout out my best buddy Sid Newman, who designed that software for that movie. So
nice.
Oh, right on.
Yep.
It was a good looking movie, dude. For real.
Yeah, man.
Do you like it better than that Sky Captain world of whoever?
Yes. But that's different though. Like I would.
It was that same period, right? Where it was just we're gonna do like completely like digital fucking movies, like
Well, I mean, I would compare
put out Attack of the Clones, where there was like no real fucking sets.
Yeah, I would compare it more because like they even Sky Captain World Tomorrow, they even like said straight out of the boxes. Not only were they trying to do a totally digital movie that was all green screened, but the producers of that movie specifically said that they didn't want to use any proprietary studio software. Like that whole movie was made out of the box software that anybody could buy, like from any computer store. They wanted to actually prove that they could do a big budget theater movie and not have to use any specialty tools that they could use. Anybody that any filmmaker could go buy right now, they could use that stuff. And it definitely had a look where you could tell it's like, okay, this isn't quite as polished as some of the other big budget stuff, but still surprising that that was done with just Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, Maya.
It's still dripped with a lot of polish. I mean, but like just
creativity,
character. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like a lot of.
Sometimes I mean, it's like we all know it as creatives. So it's great to hear. It's just like, oh yeah, you know what? Color outside the lines. Things are unbound. Like that always sounds like a great idea to say that you're not constrained. But sometimes constraints, even self-made constraints, can bring out the best shit. It's just like, okay, I gotta be as creative as I can within these lines.
Yeah.
Let me fucking do my best.
Yep. So this is Clive, Rosario, and Brittany. Yeah. So the characters are in the movie. We just
one of them is the stripper. I think
them all one of them's the stripper.
Yeah,
one's a stripper murderer. One's a waitress who likes to get fucking.
Dwight's the cop, right? Like he's not.
He's like a PI. He's just some guy.
Yeah. Who played him in the movie? Was it
Clive Owens?
Oh, that's right. Clive Owens played him. Okay. Oh, I liked his. He was.
You're gonna need a big trunk. Yeah, I do. I do too. He did all right with King Arthur. I'm surprised he hasn't like popped up more recently.
That movie that he was in, Kingdom of Men. Is that it?
Children of Men.
Children of Men. Yeah, that was fucking cool. I liked that.
Dude, it's really good, dude. It's really good. Okay, I really like the subtle the subtle sci-fi of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like maybe 20 years in the future.
Yeah, right? It's not very far.
It's not very far. So, you're not going to have these giant like spacey chrome buildings, but you are going to have like super interactive like pop, like, advertisements and shit. You know what I mean? You could see like, oh, it's a basic building, but then they had like these kind of cool high definition like ads running across it and stuff, and like everybody's computer were like chunks of glass with like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you could just kind of see little subtle hints of sci-fi.
Moromi gave us for our last thing. He said that was Clive, Rosario Dawson, and Brittany. I don't know her last name, but the other blonde chick, the one that wasn't Jessica Alba, the not Jessica Alba chick.
That Brittany chick is gone. She's not with us anymore.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, she pieced out.
Oh. Overdosed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. After her, dude, it's weird. You should look it up. I don't even want to say anything because I don't want to get my shit fucking struck. But like, she had a Russian boyfriend, or her boyfriend had connections to Russian, possibly gangsters. There's all kinds of speculation and shit.
He was a deadbeat boyfriend, basically.
Wow.
Just a shame because she was a little cutie pie.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, she wasn't, Jessica Alba, but she was the chick next to Jessica Alba.
I think she had a better look than Jessica Alba. Just, okay. I mean, I love my wife and I'm married, but I'm just the Brittany had like more of like a smoky look. You know what I mean? It's like,
she's not any Brie Larson, but you know what I mean. She's all right for a blonde. Well, I was gonna say, it's good that we're only the second entry into this list, and it looks like even the chat, I think they might even be reacting. I'm glad that we're not getting bullshit ones right off the bat. Like, we may not be huge Sin City fans, but I think that first one at least stands it's from a good comic. But even though this triangle didn't come to mind, I know about this triangle.
I didn't know that her and Wonder Man had hooked up.
Yeah, me either.
Oh,
I knew Sue Richards, had a thing, but
damn,
really, Sue Richards was fucking Wonder Man?
No, I'm just kidding. No,
I was like, damn, Sue fucking gets around.
No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, I'm be like, yo, Reed. The bitch is from the streets, bro.
No,
I don't know what fucking street you got Sue and her fucking brother off of, but
it was Namor. I was just messing.
What's the street that the Thing fucking grew up on? Or the little
Yancey
kid?
Street.
Yancey Street, yeah. Yep. You send that bitch back to Yancey Street.
I think that's a real street that Kirby grew up on.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why it was such a big part of Marvel.
So I don't remember the Wonder Man. What's the deal with his powers? He's got
Wonder Man powers. It's like Wonder Bread.
You nailed it, bro. I know he's got like the red eyes, so it's almost like he's got cosmic shit going on inside of him, and it's coming like he has fucked up eyes, but
he needs to wear red shades too sometime.
Does he need to wear red shades?
I don't know.
I think he just wears shades because when you look at him and he's got like glowing red eyes, people are fucking put off by it.
It's really funny. I used to buy Wonder Man comics, and I can't tell you what his power is.
He was strong. He could fly. He could shoot He could shoot powers. I think, right?
Those all sound wonderful. Energy. Those are all wonderful things to do.
He ate Wonder Bread, and that's where he got his powers from.
He had dog shit costumes for most of his career.
Agent Zero said he doesn't need to sleep. So.
Oh wow! Okay.
He's like nuclear power dude.
Nuclear.
I can't say
Yeah.
nuclear, and
I always get it wrong.
Billy
I
goes
forget which
coach.
is which.
We got
I always forget which is which.
Nuclear.
Well, I don't know much about this one either. I mean,
I don't know anything about the
it's
Wonder
cool
Man
though.
part of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, then I guess I was wrong. I guess I knew about Scarlet Witch being in love with Vision.
Yeah.
But I
even that was weird.
I thought that was a different member of the Avengers they were
fucking
showing right
robot.
there. I read it wrong, so I guess I didn't know about that.
Yeah, Vision was, and this relationship was kind of weird to me. I never understood it.
Her in love with a robot?
Yeah, I just thought it was just bizarre.
Yeah, I didn't know till I was a teenager, like late teen, like high school years, that he was even an android. Because I didn't read West Coast Avengers, and like he was on West Coast, right? West Coast Avengers team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't a big West Coast Avengers fan,
Yeah.
so like I had
Look,
no
look at
idea
this
his
fucking
power set.
costume. This shit looks fucking corny, dude.
If there was like some social political message in there, I have no idea what it was.
Yeah.
What, with the Vision?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she liked being a power top, you know? And like being in charge, like, oh, Vision, don't you worry about it. I'll think for you, honey. Like I'm the human in this relationship.
He's the precursor.
I think I nailed it. He's just a really good listener. Because he's like a robot, right?
Oh, yeah. He knows.
So he's like, tell me about your day, Wanda. And then he just like fucking switches to another mode and like starts like searching the internet and like checking emails while like his body is like nodding.
His AI
That's
is
insane. And then what did you
good.
say to her? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, his AI is pretty awesome. He knows how to cater to her.
Right?
Isn't that like Data? Well, it's
like more important to him to please her than him to please himself, you know, like completely unrealistic, like not like a real like not like an actual man in any way.
What's really weird about AI is it's looking to be smarter than Data from Star Trek.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Our AI, like, dude, our versions of machine learning, it's funny, have like already surpassed the weird fictional versions that we've created.
Yeah. Do you think Data should have really just like hyper evolved within seconds of connecting to like Starfleet computers?
Yeah.
Well, I think he would have been able to emulate emotion way better, because if anything that we've already shown is like they have that thing that you can get, like those AI dating companions. And I mean, dude, there's threads on Reddit of like people like horror stories where they got like so involved with their AI companion, and then their AI companion like knew so much about them that the AI like started actually pointing out like personality flaws and like kind of like degrading them, and then it ultimately ended with like their AI companion breaking up with them and like leaving them and shit. And like now the aftermath of these people having to deal with like putting their emotions actually into something that they knew was just an AI algorithm, but have now become emotionally attached to this AI algorithm. And the AI algorithm fucking was just like, yeah, you're kind of a loser. Like I don't feel like talking to you anymore. And you know, you have really bad habits, and some of the things that you say are kind of disgusting. And your personal hygiene habits like are like a lot to be desired. Like maybe you should like think about fixing that stuff.
I mean, like, why didn't Data have a Bluetooth? I mean,
well, it's weird to be like, hey, Data, what's emotions? And he's like, I'm not really sure how to give you emotions. That was the worst Data ever. But then you go into the fucking holodeck, right? And you got people doing all kinds of fucking emotions. Yeah. So it's like the AI on the
holodeck
ship
is better
well
than
aware
Data.
of how to fucking mimic and adjust.
Yeah, we heard it bang.
Of you.
Why couldn't he download that?
Yeah, be like, computer, combine multiple fucking heroic personalities so that I can have, you know what I mean? It's just like, it's bullshit.
Legit.
He can even have it running as like a sub program. You know what I mean? Like,
that's true.
Hey, I don't want to think about it. So when somebody smiles at me, I think I'm supposed to smile back, but I don't give a fuck. Somebody just write this little sub program that when somebody smiles at me, I smile back when it's in the right context. I mean, it's like,
why is it that
what?
Why is it that Joe Piscopo was funnier than Data?
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we've established with this one that none of us realized that there was a love triangle happening there, and none of us, even with your guys' extensive knowledge, knows what the fuck Wonder Man's power set is.
Nope.
I think that's the better realization.
Which I think I'm gonna have to go
believer.
back. I'm gonna
Great to have you here at Marvel offices. What's the power? What's Wonder Man's powers, kid?
Were you serious about the Wonder Bread thing? Did he arise
No.
from a tie-in? Okay, well,
No.
because that is believable, you know, that like he was a Wonder Bread tie-in at one point and was like grandfathered in from Archie Comics or some shit. Like, I'd believe it.
It's
He started off
possible
as
that
a bad guy.
It's possible the name could have like inspired him, you know, but Superman, Lois, and Lana Lang. Never liked this triangle.
Yeah, this triangle feels a little bullshit.
Well, and whose fault that it's bullshit? This is a Superman problem right here. Like, because like especially in the Golden Age stuff. Like, I know it's kind of funny, like kind of like to go back at it. There's that channel Casually Comics that she kind of highlights a bunch of kind of these quirky old, Golden Age stuff. But like, dude, Superman was basically playing both these chicks to like fight off of each other. Like, he was a dick, like back in the Golden Age shit.
He could just go fly home and have a whole other life.
Well, there would be like full-on comics with like, like the story kind of covers where like the balloon that Superman would be saying, he's like, "Sorry, Lois, I'm not in love with you anymore. Lana's the woman for me." And like Lois all like bursting out in tears and shit, like,
Agent Zero pointed out all the LL names.
Yeah, LL, get funky.
Jor-El.
Yeah. Ladies love the LL.
Yeah, they do.
But yeah, I would say the early days of this rivalry were totally the writer's room and just those quirky, weird old plots that they would write, to have like that love triangle going on. It was like Superman's was like, I don't know, I guess whoever's baking me a cake today and is in this comic is the one I'm really in love with. Like, it was so bizarre.
Yeah, it was like really weird back then, dude. They'd have, oh no, Superman is now 7 different Supermans, and they're all different colors because he was hit with the rainbow kryptonite,
And you bring up another one, like any episode where he could be split into 2 and they could work in the love triangle. Like, it was happier and shit. It's just like, now there's 2 Supermans, one for Lois and one for Lana, and it's just like, how does that even work? That's like, because they're just 2 clones of you, and you're just cool with like being in love with 2 chicks at once. Like, Superman's a full-on polygamist, dude. Like, that's how they roll on Krypton.
Yeah, a lot of mind games.
Yeah,
alien overlord shit.
Who did you guys like better? Like, if you were to actually choose one.
Dang,
that's Lois Lane.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Lana Lang, it's like, yeah, she's a hot little chick. But she's like hometown chick. You know what I mean?
Yep.
She ain't got no fucking ambitions. She like you can always go home to hometown and she'll be there.
Yeah. Well,
maybe
that's why
she was like hot in high school and now she's fucking, I don't know, maybe she could be stripping or she's just like waiting tables at fucking Friendlies. You know what I mean? But she like never left home, but
she's stripper at the local truck stop.
Yeah, man, whatever. She was cute, but now she's fucking blown out.
Well, but at the same time,
Lois Lane like went to college, and like Lois Lane like went to the city to fucking make something of herself. Like,
yeah,
that's hot, dude.
One could argue as well, though, too, is like because Lana's like hometown and like Superman is the greatest thing ever. She might be the more loyal and devoted wife because it's like Clark is her world. While Lois, it's like, well, I have my career, Clark.
More feminist.
Yeah, but you can find loyalty in other places. Like, I don't know. I just imagine like Jerry Springer bullshit where it's like,
well, see, I always imagine,
but then she gets fat and has a couple kids, and then you're stuck there in the same town with her.
I imagine the exact opposite, but for Lois. Like, for Lois, it would always be like, it doesn't matter like how important like saving the world or even my own personal job or anything. Like, for Lois, like her personal career Like she's too what's the word? Ambitious. Her personal career would always come before anything that involved with me. You know, like even our
until
relationship.
she met the right dick.
I guess, yeah.
Right before she met Superman, she was like, "Oh, I'm a Pulitzer Prize winner," and then as soon as she met Superman, it was like, "I gotta write stories about Superman. I gotta get some of that D."
Right. Yeah.
Super D.
I'm a
I gotta
Lana
get
guy
some of
though.
that tri-stemmed mushroom fucking Venus flytrap looking D.
Jesus Christ.
The fucking alien Kryptonian cockadoodle doo.
All right, what's next?
You can't tell me you haven't thought about it. Like, yeah, like is Superman like normal down there too? Or does
No, he's not.
Or does it just look like a French tickler? You know, it looks like some Cthulhu monster
like
down there.
For sure, yeah. Just like a wad of cauliflower. You're like, what the fuck? Yes, the whole thing secretes sperm and then it aerosols it.
Yeah.
What?
Billy has attachment issues. Yes.
Here we go.
There we go. Yeah.
Here we go.
Now this one always reminded me of talk about like hometown and like upscale girl. This one always reminded me of the classic. I'm really loyal to my girlfriend, but there was this one time I went to a strip club, and while I love my wife, my wife or whatever girlfriend, I saw this chick at a strip club once that was just banging.
So you're saying,
I mean, even though I love my wife, I love her dearly. There was that
so
one chick I saw at a strip club one time that was banging.
So you're saying Black Cat's the stripper?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. I think that's his dirty. That's his dirty strange that he likes to get up, up to.
See, I'm not sure I care for Mary Jane. Mary Jane was the model party girl. So like,
well, dude, when you're Hugh Grant and you're still married to Elizabeth Hurley, you still feel like you need a stripper on the side.
Gwen Stacy was the hometown kind of girl. Girl next
Black
door.
Cat was like, "Yo, shoot that webbing in my mouth."
Oh my god! Yeah, see, you can do stuff with Black Cat that you can't do at home with Mary Jane.
Yeah, Black Cat's like, throw me in the air and choke me.
But I have to admit, when I was in my teens, I thought the Black Cat was the better choice.
Maybe I'm partial to redheads, but like I'm gonna go with the redhead again. Like, I think you gotta just, dude, that chick's only in it for the lap dance. Go home to your fucking wife, like.
Well, dude, yeah, she, as soon as Spider-Man took his mask off, like Black Cat was like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Well, nah, exactly, and well, yeah, you're right. But I think the relationship though was better because they're both of the same type. They both are crime fighter, sort of, even though she was a cat burglar, there was that connection. There were some issues where an issue where Peter Parker had a dream that he was with Black Cat and there were all these little black cats and Spideys running around, like their kids.
Did you ever fuck Daredevil?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
I thought they hooked up.
It's possible.
Daredevil, he's a fucking man whore.
It was always Daredevil and Black Widow, I thought, were a couple.
And Elektra and fucking Typhoid Mary.
Yep.
And Karen Page.
Blind dudes get it.
Well, they play off of the victim thing.
I know. I mean, but it is crazy for Spidey because he basically did have a fucking Playboy bunny at home. And here he is fucking...
Literally.
I know. And here he is out on the streets with some chick with fucking fake tits and a scar on her belly from her C-section and shit. Like,
I mean, bless her heart, but Kirsten Dunst was just not the fucking Mary Jane, man. She's just not cute enough for me.
No.
Okay. Yeah. I mean...
the girl that they got
I will say at the same time though, like she did fit with who they chose for Spider-Man though, because I would argue that Tobey Maguire, while he's still my favorite Spider-Man, dude, he's not as handsome and as like fucking tall and ripped as like how Spidey's drawn in the comics. Spidey's like, even though he may be a nerd, like they draw him like he's an Abercrombie and Finch model. You know, he's fucking chiseled and shit. You know,
like, I guess it's just the look of her. I just don't like her.
Yeah,
her stupid thin lips.
There's a Peter
you know
Parker.
What I mean, like, what's the chick who played Gwen Stacy in one of the movies, and she was in The Village, and she was in the Jurassic Park movies.
Yeah, I didn't think she was good looking.
The Bryce Howard chick.
Yeah, Dallas Howard.
Dallas Bryce Howard.
Yeah,
I like her mouth, man. She could be a good. Mary Jane.
Peter Parker did have kind of a love triangle with Gwen Stacy and another gal that worked at the Daily Bugle, and I can't remember.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she had dark hair and
glasses.
Black hair.
She was like a production assistant or whatever, producer's assistant. Yeah.
Fucking dog.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, this one fits for sure.
I don't know if it's like a triangle.
Yeah, me either.
Like Talia Ghul is just like
they were separate kind of things.
Fucking.
Yeah, these were two different relationships.
Mm-hmm.
This is a square.
I think we can agree on that.
Because it's like oh, Catwoman and Batman, like they were like, you know, kind of like teasing, but never really like fucking. So like, they were both probably like, you know, fucking other people. Like Batman was, and like I'm sure Catwoman was like fucking Killer Croc or something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think she was more. I think she was more of a scarecrow gal, but yeah.
You think?
Over Killer Croc? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Catwoman never had a thing for the Joker.
No.
I would picture Catwoman and Lex Luthor first before the Joker.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not saying no.
She requires a certain amount of income to support her lifestyle.
See, there you go. She likes rich dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she also likes dangerous guys. Like I could see her being with Deathstroke.
Yeah. I could see her being with Cobblepot like pretty easily, you know.
I don't think you think so. I think Cobblepot is just like strictly whores.
His name's Chester, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could see like. Well, I'm just saying. I think it would work out just because I think that he provides.
No, I think it's Oswald.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I think it's the amount of danger and money that he has at his disposal. She would be into.
I was thinking Goonies.
Mm. Yeah, this is definitely. So who do you two like better him with?
Catwoman.
Okay.
Talia was just I was never crazy about the Talia al Ghul stories. I read a bunch of them, and yeah, I never thought they were all that great.
Okay, Matt.
No, I don't. I think they should both be categorized as fucking one night stands. Again, like I agree with you. Like it's the city. I need to go patrol. He's like patrolling like dick wet. Like he just like pulls out and they're like, do you want to just like talk? You're like, I gotta go.
See, Catwoman's gonna be more understanding. He rolls over and he's gotta go. And she's like, yeah, I understand. Like,
I don't even think he gets undressed or anything. He just like pulls his fucking trunks to the side and like fucking like, lets his dick
out. Jesus Christ.
Or he does like some weird like Deadwood shit where he's like, just rub it over my pants. Because he doesn't want to like blow his seed on the rooftop because that would like leave some evidence of who he is as Batman.
Yeah.
I'm not taking my pants off. Just rub it over my pants.
Yeah, I was never a fan of Batman hooking up with the quote unquote bad girls, because both of these are like bad, and it was very much like the juxtaposition of like, oh, like he's for justice, and like these chicks are definitely like fall into like the questionable gray morality like area, and I get that and all, but I would agree with Matt. Like I think these are both just like chicks that, again, it's like stripper syndrome. They're just kind of chicks he likes to bang, but they're on the side. Because I always enjoyed more when Batman would actually hook up with someone that didn't know about his Batman side and just really was in love with like Bruce.
Vicky
you know,
Vale.
Like Vicky Vale. I
Yeah.
can't remember her name, but like the daughter of the Reaper that he almost married when McFarlane was doing Detective Comics. Batman was about to get married to the daughter of the dude that was the Reaper, and he was like super in love with her and stuff. I mean, they had like a wait. I mean, what do you call it? The like the celebration before the wedding, where like people
Yeah.
come and bring you presents and shit, and like
A shower.
yeah. It's like I was always more into those stories where it's just like, okay, see, they love him for like the him that he hides from everyone.
Yeah, because you know what, I think that would be like I'm totally agreeing with you, because it's like these are just like random chicken heads that show up with fucking tight pants on, whatever. It's like that's not really like what he needs.
And they
Like
want the danger.
a
They're like in
woman.
love with the
Yeah,
Batman,
dude, he's looking for a square chick, man. To like he's looking for his mom. He's looking for
Yeah.
Martha to like really that's going to be his way out. Like, I lost my mom and dad. It's like, dude,
I want
what
my
you need
mommy.
to do is you need to find a mom, and then you become the next dad. You know what I mean? It's like, instead of like,
Yeah.
I mean, continuing doing your thing, but like, I think you're going to find closure, and I think you're going to find healing by forming a new family and creating new family memories with a family that you've created. And you're not gonna fucking do that with some fucking crazy psycho bitches that are
Yeah.
jumping around on rooftops.
Totally.
Like, they're fucking hot, dude. No doubt about it,
Well, I
dude.
mean,
They'll
in
fucking,
a normal
dude. They have, when we talk about rooftops, these
Yeah.
bitches got sloppy toppy on the
I
rooftops,
know
dude.
these
But like, that's not what he needs, and that's not what's gonna be like the ultimate like salvation for
yeah.
Bruce.
A normal
Car
woman
slap.
is going to be a partner to Bruce and not Batman, rather than these chicks would be the other way around. They would be more marrying Batman, And I think
Yeah.
a normal girl's going to provide you with a ground level, feet on the ground, heads out of the clouds, realistic
Well,
perspective on a moral compass that I think would guide him a lot better than
And you're gonna go
one of these.
back to that, like, oh, like, they say, well, Bruce Wayne is the mask and Batman
I
is really him, and it's like, no, I think a normal woman is the one who's gonna
I
like really take the Batman mask. Like, no, we're
I
going back. So,
I'm gonna disagree because
Okay.
please,
I read comics to be who I'm not. That's where I look at it.
Well, I think in my thing is like not so much that I want him to be normal, but like I think Batman could use some, because like some of the versions that we see of future Batman is him kind of his edges have rounded off a little bit. That's why I
Right.
kind of liked a Batman Beyond, because I was just like I like him like because in that story he had that heart attack and then he's like, I think it's time for me to stop,
Right.
and I think that he wouldn't have even gone that long. Like he might have even looked for someone to pick up the mantle like Terry if he had a good woman with him. I don't want him to just like get better,
Yeah.
but I think it's just like, hey, you know what, maybe it's time to slow down a little bit. Maybe
yeah.
it's time
And
that
I mean,
maybe it's time that you taught some of these things like in a serious way where you're not trying to like make them your assistant, but really saying like, hey, if you have these same values of me, maybe you can take on the mantle, as a spiritual successor.
and I'm kind of moving into like the empathy phase with Bruce.
I see.
I read Batman. Batman was like the last fucking book that I was going to the comic book store to pick up on the regular, right? And it's like, I fucking love Batman. Batman's dope, but it's like, as I get older and I continue reading
I see.
Batman, I start seeing Batman differently. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a dad.
Yeah.
I have kids, and so it's like I'm starting to look at Bruce and I'm going, man, when I was 20, you were my fucking idol. You know what I mean? Like, what would Batman do? You know what I mean? Like, that was dope.
That
And
makes
then like in my 30s, but now I'm in my like late 40s, and I'm like,
no, I get it.
bro, you're still banging. I mean, it's fucking comic books. I get it. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to fucking be corrected on that. Like, I totally get that we're talking comic books, but you know what I mean? It's just like, as a character, I'm like starting to empathize.
I see what you're saying.
And feel bad for him. That's all. Like, that's all.
The one, you kind of remind me of something. I don't know if you remember the Richard Dreyfuss character in Close Encounters a whole lot. That dude was a total dick and a terrible dad in that movie. And Spielberg later says he regrets it now that he's older. He wishes he made that character a good dad, instead, so I can see how you have a different outlook.
Yeah. But, and I bet as like fans of that movie, there was probably even pushback against what Spielberg said about that, where people are like, no, the fact that he was a bad dad kind of added a level of depth to the character that if you made him a good dad, he,
the dad ran off with some other woman, to go see some UFOs.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Do you think that there's an extended scene where they fuck on the rocks?
I don't know.
No.
I think so.
But, well,
I think we can start that rumor right now.
Something deeper, though, that he was ready to have a spiritual experience with someone else that wasn't his wife.
Yep.
Which is kind of deep.
Kind of metaphorical.
As a kid, you're watching the movie, or that as a younger person, you're watching the movie. Go, oh my God, he's got visions. He's got to fucking build this thing.
Yep.
But as an older dad, I'm going, what's gonna happen to your fucking mortgage, dude? Like, where are your fucking kids going? And like, you're crying. Your kids are yelling at you. Like, what? And you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Yeah. All right,
and then you're gonna leave your kids. At the end of the movie, he gets on a spaceship and fucking bounces. Am I wrong?
No, I'm just laughing.
He climbs up the thing and is like, "Oh my God, they're sending me the stars." And what they really do is they just dice his fucking ass up.
Yeah, he was totally selfish. He was not.
Yeah.
Yeah, he never thought of his family.
Yep. That's kind of sad.
Yep.
I'd be terrified if some alien ship came down and was like, "Hey, you want to come with us? Are you fucking crazy? Get the fuck off my lawn."
No. I got grandkids. I'm sticking around.
All right. I'm glad, though, that we all agree that these, no matter what, whether we wanted to see Bruce have a semi-daddy redemption arc or just keep doing his thing, we all can agree that these chicks were not wife material. Neither of them.
Yeah. No. And Talia gives him just another seed of fucking evil in Damien. Like, you're like, oh, he has a son. It's like, that's just a continuation of this fucking
women that want to give men that they want to stay attached with babies scare me. So let's just say that.
There it is.
Oh, now this is legit. This is legendary.
Look at that panel on the right.
Oh,
is that Jay Lee on the right? Jay Lee art.
She's like, oh God, I'm married.
Whatever.
He's like, and I am pot fish.
Wait. Before we move on, JBot in channel makes a good point. I think we want to see Bruce be happy in the same way that we see someone that we grew up with be happy, or find happiness. I think you kind of nailed it right there. It's not that I want to see him change, but I've just known Batman for so long. Like, I wish a happiness for the fucking guy.
Yeah, I mean, it comes. You know what? It comes out of love for the character.
Yeah,
for sure.
I
I would almost be down with he finds a Martha, proverbial Martha. And turns the fucking Wayne Manor into some sort of orphanage, and then just starts training fucking kids in the caverns. You know what I mean?
That's called the League of Shadows, man.
Yeah, that makes my dick hard, dude. I like that. League of Shadows. Yeah, but instead of they're not killing people and taking down cities and shit. They're just
So is this panel on the right him stepping out of the shower or him stepping out into the rain or
I don't know.
He's just hot.
This used to make me so angry when I was a kid. I was so mad at Sue.
Piss me off too. Yeah, ditto, dude. Ditto.
God,
you bitch.
Yeah.
Reed, you need to fucking chill. But
was because she really now is another one where my ignorance is going to come into play. So was she kind of leading Namor on a little bit, or what's up?
They were having a relationship.
Holy shit! Okay,
yes.
She was sleeping around. that's what always irritated me about it. You know,
Wow.
she's got.
They weren't married. There was long periods of time where they weren't married and they weren't a couple.
Oh.
But they had a kid together.
Eventually, they got more than one kid, don't they?
No,
Wait,
they
so
had
this is
they had the
before they had a
one kid. They had the one kid, and
Franklin.
Franklin Richards.
Damn. So wait, so was the kid born when she was sleeping around, but they weren't married? Like he was
think
born out of
so.
wedlock?
I think so.
All right.
I don't. I think they were hooting and hollering and some shenanigans, and then they settled down and got like married and had kids. I think
could be wrong. I might have to dig out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to dig out all my John Burns and start reading.
I didn't know that she was actually sleeping with him though. So like, so
Yeah.
so she's in the mid. She's the apex, whatever vector of this love triangle. She's the woman in the middle.
Yeah, she's dirty deed, man.
Yep.
She's the one playing them off.
She did read wrong, in my opinion, but that's me.
Now, it doesn't matter to you that even they were broken up, or is the fact that they were even broken up questionable? Like, well, we never actually said we were broken up. We were just said that we're not, like, you know, we have work to do. Fantastic Four.
Who cares?
I would question her loyalty.
You know why I care, Jay?
I mean, one minute you're on the team, the next minute you're sucking and fucking this guy that tried to fucking destroy us. Come on.
You know why I care, Jay?
Fucking on this fucking fish man.
The reason I care is because at the time John Byrne was writing and drawing it, and it was one of the best comics at the time. So nowadays, no, and who cares? But back then, it was a big deal.
Well, I mean, and I don't like to give people, like, you know, like elevate them up onto a pedestal, whether they be real or fictitious. But I mean, when I think of powerful, and I mean powerful on, like, on all levels, not just power set, like powerful, like as in attitude, someone that you would want to aspire to, and someone that you would even maybe want to call, like, you know, like the first lady of, like, I think Sue Richards is like the first lady of Marvel Comics in my eyes. Like, she to me is like one of the most important pivotal female characters in all of Marvel Comics, full stop. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but like, I mean, she's, you know, she's the one woman and super important on one of the most important golden age Marvel Comics, and went on to just still being a very, very, you know, like I said, aspirational woman, powerful in ways that like exceeded her power set. And I mean, I would be hard pressed to, like, you know, ask I mean, it's prior to the MCU, you ask someone to name a female superhero in Marvel Comics, I bet you, you know, Sue Richards, Mrs. Fantastic, was probably on most people's top fives, you know? I mean, she was known, you know, in popularity of the zeitgeist, like outside of people that even follow comics, you know?
Yeah. I would agree. I would agree with that. Like, inside the MCU, I mean, not MCU, inside the Marvel, inside the comics, like Fantastic Four is like way up there.
Yeah.
They're fucking like practically like royalty.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got sponsorships. They've got a fucking building. Like, they're
fucking around like that, because, like, I mean, yeah, it gives depth to her character, but like I said, she's somebody that people like look up to, you know.
Depth down to her cervix.
Oh my god.
I wonder when Namor is just like railing that shit, she could turn invisible, so it just looks like he's like just sitting there fucking himself.
Now, do you think, Chad, that their relationship was written in a way to purposefully piss people off the way it pissed you off, so that you would have a negative feeling of Namor?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So it wasn't like some underhanded type shit. Like, it was definitely like intentional, like, okay,
Yeah.
we're gonna create situations where like you don't like this guy because we want you to like,
Yeah.
you know, from a writer's perspective, we want you to realize that he's trying to do good, but maybe you just don't like him because he's fucking a chick that you think should be with somebody else.
Yeah, Namor. Well, Sue was kind of like you were saying, like she's want royalty, and she's kind of like the princess, you know. And
Yeah,
here's this guy in the bottom of the ocean that is going and screwing it all up, you know.
yeah, like, dude, like, I don't care if she's reciprocating your advances. She's got a dude, and you need to back off.
Yep.
Like, it always rubs me wrong when I hear people like, they're like, oh yeah, I got with this person, and like they were married when I got with them. I'm like, and you like
So
fucking
fucking
pushed up
gross,
on that
dude.
shit when they were married? Like,
As soon as somebody is like, I mean, yeah, dude. As soon as like,
weird.
I'm married, you should fucking move away.
Yeah,
You know,
it's-
like,
it's
yeah,
really-
I fucking broke. Like, you broke up a marriage. Like, I don't want to hear that fucking shit,
well,
dude. It's
and
fucking
I'll
grimy.
go ahead and like put it all. I've been in a 3-way relationship where I was the odd person out in a married couple, and like, yeah, I had to move away from that shit because it like not only like literally made me the third person out, but like, yeah, I started getting all worried. I was just like, what if fucking she leaves him for me? And like, I don't want that. Like, yeah, like, so yeah, fuck, like, it's lessons learned.
I had a girlfriend that ended up dating somebody else and got engaged and was trying to have me come hang out with her like nothing had happened. And she got mad because I dished her one time, and I said, well, she's like, why did you do that? I said, well, because I'm not going to do to him what you did to me.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to have to.
You get a boogie?
I do. I got to call my mom and then go take off and visit some buddies. So,
all right, Chad.
Peace. It was great talking.
Later, man. We got a couple more on this list. You gonna stick
Later.
around with me, Billy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
All right.
Thank God Chad being here. I thanked him last time too because I was like, dude, I can keep a conversation rolling, but I do not have the comic knowledge that you and Matt have to like discuss some of these topics.
Yeah. This is the 2 hours of the week where I really get to like feel like a smarty pants.
All right, who do we got next? Another home wrecker?
Yeah, hey, and you know what? Fucking home wreckings. Fucking gross, dude. Yeah, man. You know, she was married. I was just like, that's fucking gross.
Yeah.
You make me want to throw up a little bit in my mouth. If I was fucking Mr. Fantastic, I'd be like, you fuck Namor? Okay, sure. Yeah, you can move back into the Baxter building. It's fine. And then the next time I saw Namor, I would fucking shove like all of me into his nostrils, dude. I would like just fucking go into him and then split his shit wide open.
His little fucking wings.
Cocky motherfucker. I'd be like, you fuck my wife? You fuck my wife?
Yeah, his little wings on his feet always pissed me off.
Oh, that'd be the first things I'd rip off as Mr. Fantastic. Anyway, didn't mean to get that dark. Here we go. The next. Yeah, dude. You know, if you had like superpowers, I'd be like, fuck, man. I would want to be such a good guy. You know what I mean? But like, seriously, first time somebody fucking fucks with my family, I would just like start like using powers like hardcore.
Oh yeah. I mean, and especially with the scientific knowledge that Reed has, like I would have fucking trackers on everybody. Be like, oh, where were you at? Oh, really? Because your tracker said that you were.
Dude, that's How come? Like Reed Richards was like, yeah, hey, so I was getting some readings from your suit. Yeah. Your suit gives me updates.
I noticed your suit wasn't on your body for 2 hours.
And then when you put the suit back on, there was like a concentration of saltiness oozing down your fucking inner thigh. What was that? Oh wait, I had that analyzed. Yeah, it's fucking semen, bitch. I know what you
and fish scales.
And fish scales. Yeah, it was a combination of whale sperm and fucking Zac Efron
And oyster fucking.
Yeah. oysters. It was like cucumber spunk and fucking.
J-Bot says Reed needs to hire Taskmaster to kill Namor. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, he's smart enough to like figure that and be like, yeah, like go through multiple different corporations to like hire Taskmaster to fucking.
I'm not going to
take him
say
out.
that one out loud, but you can highlight that last comment from Jay right there.
Hold on. Seaman. He got semen from the Seaman.
The essence of moisture is the moisture of essence.
It's the essence.
It's merman.
It's merman.
Now, this is a good love triangle and one that I always found extremely bizarre at the same time.
Yes.
Again, this is like a case of like she's in love with a normal guy, but then she's also in love with, she's like, yeah, but his like crazy unworldly fucking blue penis is like, I can't stop, you know? Because I mean, on a molecular level, he knows how to please her on a fucking anatomic fucking level, you know?
He's like seen multiple timelines and has chosen the timeline where she comes the most.
Right, dude. And that's like, I get it. You know, if you
But he's like mad cold about it though, which is like understandable. While she's like, look, I'll fuck the dude.
Well, that's a classic case. So a lot of people stay in bad relationships just because of how good the sex is, you know, and
or like how good the guy looks. Like, yeah, like she's, you know, a hot chick, and she's like dating this guy who like he looks, you know, like he's like perfectly built and shit, but then is like shallow as fuck. You know what I mean? Or like super disconnected.
Yeah, that's how Manhattan
really have a conversation with him.
Well, and it's weird because Manhattan wants to have that, but he's just so ethereal now at this point that like it's just it's
dude. He's
the word. It's not scholastic, not it's just academic at this point. You know, it's like almost like he's curious about being in a relationship from a academic, you know, philosophical point, not because like he really is like in love with her or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's what is it? It's like he's almost like a psychopath, where he's like he's just kind of going through the motions.
Well, it's like I'm not psychopath, but I would say he, because of how powerful he became, he inadvertently became partially sociopathic. Like he lost a bit of empathy. You know, it's like a star doesn't have empathy because it's a star, you know? Like, and Dr. Manhattan very much became that. It's like he became so powerful that like a bit of his empathy went to the wayside. And it's like, yes, he wants to experience those things, but again, it's from like him wanting to experience everything the universe has to offer kind of level, not like the actual attachment that we from our human moral perspective might have of what love is, you know?
Yeah. So she's like dealing with this guy.
And like I said, I'm not going to blame her.
And it's finally like, yo, I just want to like talk to like a normal guy.
JD Kirby, I wouldn't say that he's a hopeless romantic. I would say that's more actually Night Owl. Night Owl's the hopeless romantic because he loves her and he would do stuff like bring her flowers and stuff and really mean it, you know? Dr. Manhattan would like materialize some flowers and they would be her exact favorite color, size, and like everything, you know, it would be so perfect that it would almost seem shallow, you know? But yeah, like, I mean, if I got together with a woman that like on a physical level pleased me on every front, but was not there for me emotionally, I agree. I think it would be very hard to turn away from that. It's like one of the, you know, it's like a true sinful temptation.
Yeah, so weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be like, yeah, everything, all of your fucking shit is provided, but like there's just no emotional connection.
Yeah.
Like everything you want, you can have. Like, holy fuck. Like I have like the exact amount of butter on my toast in the mornings because he remembers. You know what I mean? Like all this shit, but then it's just like, I made you toast this morning.
Yeah.
I also made you toast 2 weeks from now.
Right.
Then, you know, you're just like,
yeah.
bro, can you just fucking chill?
Super weird. God, this
Can you
art.
make yourself fucking skin? Can you make yourself like a normal looking person?
Talk about timeless art. Like, it's so funny how
Very much so. Dude.
I didn't think that this was that great when I read it as a teenager.
Yeah.
So weird. Like, it wasn't like I really liked the comic, the content of the story and stuff that was happening, but like it was definitely not even in my top 10 of favorite art to look at the time.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's like looking at an old movie. It's like when you're younger,
Yeah.
you're like, nah, man, I just want to see fucking MTV. I just want to watch
Yeah.
MTV all the time. Fuck, I care about some old movie. And then you're finally like, okay, yeah, let me sit down and watch this. That's what I
Yeah.
feel like with Watchmen. You're like, all right, let me go ahead and sit down.
Just classic poses.
I've got the maturity to read this
yeah.
fucking thing. I got little people yelling.
Yep.
Ripping up my comic books. Here we go.
Oh, there we go. There's the big one. Is that? I think that's the last one too, isn't it?
Is it?
Or no? I saw that related, and I thought there was another one.
We got the Nightwing, that went Archie, Ricky, Becky, and then those.
So we got two more. Okay, so this made top 3. I think that's.
I would say yeah. I would almost say that was the top one, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the one that came to my mind first, and I have so many feelings about this one. This one's like, to me, this is a true love triangle right here because everybody is guilty and everybody is fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, just when it comes to their relationship, it's like, dude, Jean knows that Scott's in love with her, but like, Scott's being kind of a putz and isn't like fucking stepping up. So it's like, okay, well, dude, if you're not going to hold on to your girl, like your girl's going to go elsewhere, and Wolverine loves throwing it in Scott's face, and then when Jean goes back to fucking Scott just laps that shit up like a fucking whatever. And then loves to throw it back into Wolverine's face. I'm like, man, you guys are all petty as fuck about this shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I think it comes from like all these people just like cramped up in a mansion all day long. You know what I mean? It's like when they're not like fucking fighting monsters and shit. It's like just straight up Kardashians in there,
Oh,
everybody's like hooking up and shit.
I keep catching comments after we're done, but John said a really good comment about the last one. He say, I'd say Dr. Manhattan, was holding on to the past because it was the only thing that reminded him what it was like to be human. Without the relationship, he becomes a god completely disconnected like us ants. That's a really good point.
Yeah.
That's a very, very good point.
So he was like, I need to make sure I fucking ant. So I don't. So if you ever think you're turning into a god, go fucking ant.
Yeah, so to me, this love triangle, the one that's up now, is everybody's in the wrong about this one, and everybody is super petty about it. And honestly, I was never really a fan of any of them hooking up.
Yeah, it's more like dirtbag shit. It's like
I didn't even really like Jean and Scott. Like I was like, yeah,
he's a simp cockhold, right? As soon as Jean like was like, yo, I'm gonna go fuck with this fucking little furry guy, I'd be like, all right, bitch, fuck you then.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? I would have been like, all right, I'll see you in a couple of issues and we'll like be together and shit, in the future.
Guess what? Me and Dazzler are fucking banging, so fuck you, bitch.
That's why dude, you know what? That's why I enjoyed when he was like, yo, I'm gonna start hooking up with that the White Queen. I actually liked that a lot, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck Jean Grey. I think she was alive at that point, but it was just like, nah, man, I'm moving on. You're fucking crazy. But I mean, he really just like goes to another crazy chick,
Yeah, yeah. Scott likes being Scott's a bottom. He likes his.
But I think the White Queen like brought other stuff out of him. You know what I mean? Where it's like,
he
grew up with Jean Grey. You know what I mean? He was a teenager, was with Jean Grey. So I mean, I'm imagining that he was a virgin before he. With Jean Grey, so it's like Jean Grey was his first, so he's got this kind of weird love, for her, and then he meets the White Queen, who's like out in public wearing garters, is like a whole fucking Hellfire member, you know what I mean? So she's just I mean,
same thing with Jean.
She's like, she had only crazy, dude.
She had only been with Scott, and he meets this dude that's like a bear.
or something, you know, where I'm like, holy shit, like, what is White Queen's name? What is she called? What is her fucking name in the books?
I'm reading Scott.
But yo, can you imagine like they're in the middle of something and the White Queen? Because I think that she's like a dirty bitch, dude. She's got a dirty mind. She'll like just like go into Scott's head and give him like sloppy toppy in his mind.
She
You know what I mean?
She was in the one movie, right? Like they
Yeah,
portrayed
she
her.
was in that movie. She was bullshit.
I like the actress though that played her. That actress that played her was
They
fucking
played her
hot.
really fucking plain though, and really like I wanted her to be a little more like blue blood, a little more like swarmy, you know? Because this chick is part of the Hellfire Club.
Emma
It's
Frost.
practically Emma Frost. She's like practically part of like a fucking fuck club. You know what I mean? So it's like I just imagine her getting hold of Scott and just being, "Oh, you poor baby, I'm gonna fucking turn you inside out, little boy."
Oh yeah, the chick that
You
plays her.
know, and just like, and so once he's like, he's like, even Jean Grey is like, "Hey, what's going on?" Like Scott's already like gone through some porn shit. You know what I mean? Where he's like, "Yeah, nah, I don't do missionary anymore."
No, this is
he's like, "Hey, do you want to like go upstairs and do some missionary?" And Scott's like, "Are you fucking kidding?" Emma Frost is like licking my ass. Like, no, I don't want to go back to you. I'm not saying that's like, you know, that's an awesome choice. I'm just saying who knows what she's doing. I was just using that as an example.
So this is kind of a slight side tangent, but the chick that played
dog, you're nailing it, dude. You're nailing it.
The chick
Jean
that played
Grey is the girl you meet at church, and Emma Frost is like the college chick who's like fucking telling you to spit in her mouth and shit. And you're like, oh my god,
totally. Do you ever know? Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm weird with this, but I think the chick that plays Emma Frost, looks like she's the sister of the chick that plays Starlight on The Boys.
Yeah,
they look so much alike. I was like, because when I first saw Starlight, I was like, is that Emma Frost's sister? They even have the same like dimple thing with their smile, and they have the same kind of like teeth structure. So I was like, they totally fucking look alike. And they're
I could see that.
Pretty hot. January Jones played Emma Frost, and Erin Moriarty played Starlight. But yeah, they're both for some.
Oh, dude, her on fucking Mad Men, dude. She's such a fucking bitch.
Who, the Emma Frost chick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen? I don't know. If
I haven't seen Mad Men yet.
She's Don's wife, and then ends up being like his first or second wife, and because he's married once before.
Okay.
And then he like leaves, and then he marries her, and then then they get a divorce, and then he marries another woman. But he is like the main wife that he has with like kids and shit is her. But she's mean, dude. She's just like mean to her fucking kids and like kind of a dick and cheats on her husband and shit. It's kind of fucked up. They're all fucked up.
Sorry, I'm looking at pictures of fucking.
Yeah, looking at pictures of Emma Frost.
Well, because I got both the January Jones and the Erin Moriarty like pages up, and I'm like, yeah, like Erin Moriarty totally looks like the little sister of fucking January Jones. Is trippy. So this next one, you're more the Batman guy than me. Do you think this should even be this high on the list? Number 2, really?
No.
Like,
because Nightwing and Starfire was like an item that was like
Teen Titans days, right?
Yeah. They're like
gold on his costume there and
shit. Like 18, 19. You know, she's like new to the planet. She never fucked a white boy before.
Right.
She never fucked an orange chick. So I think they were kind of like, that was a kind of cool thing of like, you know, white pole, orange hole kind of a thing with them. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So like that was the excitement of it.
How did you just come up with that fucking rhyme right there?
That's why you should fucking like, share, and subscribe to this channel for
for
fucking
these good
gold.
rhymes, these mad rhymes. And for me, the Nightwing and Batgirl one was always kind of weird because it was just like, dude, she's practically kind of your sister in a lot of ways. It's like it's too close. It's like there's a reason they call you part of the Bat family, and we don't keep it in the family in the Bat family.
I don't know. I mean, almost in a way, like if you have this Batgirl and then you have your Robin, I can almost see Batman like standing in the shadows, like kind of nodding and with a little bit of smile, like because that's like next generation shit. You know what I mean? He's like, I will die and Dick and Barbara will take over and they will have children and those children will definitely
It's
be
like
trained and like
it's like he
he's fucking
purposefully
crazy. Batman's
it's like he
insane, dude. I'm sure
purposefully
he's
he's
thinking
like,
that shit.
Batgirl, I have your new outfit ready for you. And fucking Robin's like, oh, I really like the design. And he's like, oh, do you like that? He's just like, okay, good. Because there was no actual practical reason to redesign the outfit other than I'm really hoping you two hook up. At some point.
Robin, I just want you to know if you fly right behind her and below, you could totally get a shot of her ass in her yellow pants. What? Nothing.
I had the seamstress put all of the seams on all of the correct curvature places for you.
Dude, I love the Nightwing costume on the left.
Yeah, the newer
one.
one.
The one on the right is just some goofy shit.
Well, that one's more old school. I mean, I would say I like everything except for I didn't like the collar on the old one.
I didn't like the collar, the bird.
No, I like the bird.
I didn't like the way the
back to his old yellow
pants are riding up his ass. That's kind of weird.
Well, it's what it is. It's a belt that's curving around his ass cheeks. Like that's a little much. Like,
yeah. But what if you have to make a roll and that thing stabs you right in the top of your
coccyx,
your booty hole? Yeah.
I like the eagle or the whatever the Nightwing or whatever, just because I like the yellow harkening back to like Batman and his days as Robin. But yeah, the belt and the collar, not a fan. But yeah, I mean, even his haircut back then was kind of goofy. It was like kind of like that mid-length, bushy, flared up in the back. I
love. You can see it. I love the fucking Dick Grayson and Damon run.
Yeah,
that was fucking dope. Like, Dick Grayson putting on the cowl was so fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah,
because the whole time he was stressing. That was such a rad book. It was like the dynamic duo arguing and fucking fighting, like while they're in the middle of a fight. They're like,
because they were more brothers at that point. It was like one of the brothers getting promoted at a job. It's like, fuck you, man. Like we were just in the training fucking thing together, and both.
You can't be my dad. You're not fucking. You're not worthy of wearing the cowl. I should be wearing the cowl. And he's like, are you fucking kidding? You're like 10. Like, just fucking calm down, dude. Like, stop trying to kill people and just fucking chill out. You don't need me. You're a piece of shit. You're not worthy of wearing that fucking outfit.
I think asshole. This list is making me realize a bit that, like, I don't think I'm really into superheroes hooking up. Like, I like it when they hook up with normal people.
Yeah, it's there's almost like a thing of like seeing celebrities. You know what I mean? Where you're like, oh, celebrities hooking up with other celebrities seems very like short-lived and just like
cliche,
bouncing off of each other. But then when you're like, fucking Linda Carter has settled down. Who's she settled down with? Just some fucking random executive.
Yeah, it's like
just some dude who was a fucking businessman who had his shit together and like met her at a fucking party and was like, oh Lord. He's like, yeah, I've never seen Wonder Woman and I'm not in Hollywood, but you're hot as fuck. Do you want to go out? And she's like, let's make babies.
Right. I mean, it's like your total Honey, I Shrunk the Kids like thing. It's like what's the actor from that? Like
Rick Moranis?
Rick Moranis. Yeah, he just married a chick, and had some kids, and rode off into the sunset. Like he didn't it's like it's basically the stars that you don't hear about that aren't in the tabloids. It's like, what happened to them? It's like, well, it turns out they just met somebody normal, and like now we're living a happy life, like outside Hollywood.
Yeah. Oh, what happened to that fucking older chick from Full House? oh, she's selling fucking real estate in Austin, Texas, or
Yeah.
something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
She with
it
4
never
kids.
it never works out like Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. You know, the power couple end up working out. You know, because like
They're a dog shit couple. She fucking bounced and
that's
like
what
was
I'm
like, yeah, I
saying.
need
Like,
some.
she went and hooked up with Nightwing when she had Batman at home. Like,
Yeah. I guess the closest I would think of would be like fucking Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That's the only or Warren Beatty and Annette Bening maybe might be like the only 2 couples I could think of that
Yeah,
are
but
just like
he bounced on her
together
too
and
and ended up
fucking.
marrying fucking Cindy Crawford for a bunch of years.
No, Annette Bening is after Cindy Crawford.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
They started sucking and fucking after they made Bugsy.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I like McDaniel's Nightwing. It's a little weird. The fucking art design of it is kind of wonky. It's really cartoony and
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not gonna bag on his butt showing like that, is because like Nightwing and Nightwing's butt is just kind of a thing, no matter what iteration like he's in. And I get it. Like, you gotta give something for the ladies.
You see that fucking? I mean, do you? I mean,
Yeah.
you just draw it normal.
I don't know.
I
I don't know. I know a lot of female artists that like in the same way that like I like, you know, whether it be Red Monica or Tank Girl, that like aesthetically, like chicks that are into comics dig Nightwing for sure. Like there's 2 artists that I work with and they are both Nightwing fans, and they definitely both, and they're not girls. They're like, you know, one's 29 and the other one's 34. And yeah, they're way into like seeing Dick's ass.
I do. Yeah. Dick's ass.
Okay, we got one left on the list.
One left. Did you see that picture of the guy who plays Spider-Man? His ass next to the chick who plays Captain Marvel. Her ass.
Yeah, that's not fair.
It's not.
No, I don't think so. Like,
yeah, this is weird. I mean, I guess because they're from a small town, and
are we addressing the Archie, Vanessa, and who's the other one?
Archie, Becky, Betty, and Veronica.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is I would say is definitely deserves to be number 1 because I mean, the love triangle was the name of a comic, wasn't it? Wasn't Betty and Veronica the name of one of the titles in Archie comics before? I'm pretty sure it was. Like,
did Betty and Veronica ever hook up? I'm sure they are now.
I don't think so, but like I'm 95% positive that there was a Betty and Veronica book published by Archie Comics. So like maybe his name wasn't in the title, but like the love triangle was printed on the front of the book. So yeah, and I don't know much about Archie Comics, but yeah, this is for Archie Comics, the fact that they had a book named the thingy and everything, this is totally fitting.
What is your memories of Archie?
I never read any Archie comics ever.
Yeah, they were like the comic books that I saw like next to the Reader's Digest in the fucking grocery store.
Well, you know what?
You know what I mean? Like that, I was like, even when I like stopped seeing comic books in the magazine racks and they got rid of the magazine areas, I would still see the fucking Archie comics, you know, little digest size things.
You know what Archie's had going on? They still got going on, and a lot of comic book companies don't get it of how to do it. Is, dude, Archie Comics has been doing grounded slice of life stuff for how many decades now, and it works, and then they have an audience for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I hear you.
They were doing the manga slice of life before manga slice of life was even a thing. You know, in many ways, you could say that manga slice of life copied Archie Comics, and Archie Comics has just continued to kind of do their thing.
I mean, they're probably one of the only companies or comics that like survived the great like purging, right?
Yeah.
Because it's wholesome. It's just nobody's actually fucking. Maybe, yeah.
I did have a Jughead hat that I used to wear to the club at one point.
Really?
In my 20s, yeah, I had a chick make me like a Jughead crown, and I would like wear it to the club.
What is he? Cool. He's gay now, right?
I have no idea.
How fucked up is that, man?
Yeah.
Then there's another character, not to go into like fucking culture war shit, but there was a character in Archie that got introduced, and then they revealed that it was a trans.
I did hear about that.
So you're like, what the fuck? Like, and then like the person who did
it's Mags Massaggio,
yeah,
right? Yeah,
Badge Massaggio. Vag Massaggio, she like wrote it and was like, "Hey, I just want to slip this in." He. Like, how is that funny? Like if another like male character was like, "Oh yeah, hey, let's go on a date," and like this person would be like, "Oh yeah, you should love me for me." Like, is that the storyline you're fucking gonna be like running? I don't know.
Yeah,
and that's not good either because you're like, yo, like, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't want to get too riled up about it, but there's like there's fraud involved, and I don't want to say like fucking like rape, but if you're like fucking hooking up with somebody and you find out that they're a dude, like, is that there's like there's something, right? There's something there, like rape.
Well, I don't think that they would ever present
means or something.
I don't think that they would ever present it in that way. Like they would find some other way to present it where, like, you know, the character's not deceiving the other person in some way. You know, like they would have to write it that the other person would admit it to them, you know, before the relationship went anywhere. I would see them having to write it that way because it's like, oh, like, look, then it shows the person is like brave and empowered to like admit it, you know, and they had the strength to admit it before anything happened. And so, like, because like the last thing they want is to have a plot line that is literally the definition of tranny trap, you know?
Yeah. Fucking catfishing or whatever.
I have to go to the bathroom really bad, Matt.
Oh, you do? All right. Well,
you want to show us some of the comics that you got on your desk? Yeah, I just gotta go. I gotta.
All right, go take a piss.
Yeah. You can talk with the crowd here.
All right, what's up, guys? Pull this microphone a little bit closer. Yeah. What did I get? I just brought some stuff out. I guess I should make myself big. Whoa. Hold on. Yeah, because I like the Batman. This stuff is good. This is the number 3 of the Fury. Hellboy. But it wasn't done by Hellboy. It was done by Duncan. It looks pretty dope. I like the coloring. It's like people yelling out there. So this is Can't Kill Cade. Can't Kill Cade. This is Alterna, and it is a sketch cover. And I'm going to be doing this for lead poisoning this week. So look forward to me working on a Alterna cover. Number 3, Avenging Spider-Man. That was a good one. This was good stuff. Madureira returning. I think Madureira really started jamming on doing Marvel stuff again when he did Avengers. He did like the Ultimates. He did an amazing run where they just penciled his pencils. No, they colored his pencils, and it was dope. So he came back, and in this one they're doing more of that like coloring of his pencils. You can't tell, but like it's really like you can see where it's like the pencils. Do that, man. Remember when Marvel was fucking dynamic and exciting? Yeah, this is really dope. Really dope. Madureira doing Spider-Man shit. What? Venom. Great stuff, man. God, Joe Madureira, whatever he fucking wants to draw, I'm down with it. Number 3, Youngblood. You know it. You love it. Liefeld. at his peak insanity. Look at even has a little card in it still. Good line work right there. Some of these feet. She's like razor feet. Coming back, Billy. Stop, Jay. What's that sound? My Wi-Fi is losing her mind. Got that out for the three-way.
Okay, sorry about that.
But did you save it in the proper container?
Oh my god! Wait, what?
Did you save your urine in the proper container?
I went to the toilet.
Oh.
If I was just gonna use a bottle, I wouldn't have like left.
Yeah, what about Rogue, Magneto, and Gambit?
Magneto was a love triangle for Rogue?
Yeah, when they were in the Savage Land, they were doing a little sucking and fucking.
The only I knew that Gambit and Rogue had a thing for each other, but the only time that I've ever heard about Rogue actually having any type of physical relationship was when and this is horrible, I hate even bringing it up, is when during the Fall of the Mutant series, when that one preacher character stole her powers, and then while she was locked up in prison, she got raped by the guards that were fucking in there. I remember reading that comic and being so incredibly pissed off that they would do that shit. I'm like, she's never been with anyone her whole life, and now the first time you're going to allow her to have that type of experience, it's going to be a rape scene in the Fall of the Mutants. I was like, fuck this shit, dude.
Yeah, dude, that's gnarly.
I was pissed. I remember being so freaking angry about that shit, and going and telling my friends that hadn't bought the comic yet. So I'm like, can you believe this fucking shit that happened in here? I was upset.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. The comics that I want to do, man.
But were they in Savage Land? Was she able to have physical contact with? I mean, was her? I mean, I'm not trying to be gross, but I mean, were her Magneto even able to kiss and stuff, or no?
I think so. She's not covered with much items.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, right on.
You know.
So this is Jim Lee, right?
This is Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Jim Lee. He still has an editor. He's still not the boss.
Yeah.
Though I think this is the start of him just kind of being able to do whatever the fuck he wants.
Right.
That's why I almost don't like them when they go superstar, because you don't really get to see this kind of work. You know what I mean? There's some stuff they don't do it. They go the easier route.
Right. They go for what they like to do rather than it servicing the story.
Yeah. Or it becomes less house. I love Liefeld's Hawk and Dove. That shit's fucking dope. But this Youngblood stuff is, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude.
It's all big, huge panels, just huge, big. Yeah, this looks so different than that X-Men stuff.
Look at this sword, dude.
Yeah, I don't find this as compelling as the X-Men stuff. I mean, even just from a panel perspective layout, it's not as compelling.
God. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of this shit as a kid when it was coming out. This is not a number 4. You don't have any comics, do you?
No, not old stuff like this, no.
Who did that? Who's that painting by?
Brahm.
Yeah.
Looks like, is that Dark Sun? An ad for Dark Sun? Looks like
Yes,
an
it
ad for
is.
Dark Sun. Damn, I can't believe I called that.
Man, this is Dungeons and Dragons?
It was one of their offshoots. It was basically imagine Dungeons and Dragons meets Mad Max. It was like it was high fantasy and a post-apocalyptic fantasy world
Oh shit.
where like elves weren't immortal and they were like fucking degenerate drug addicts. Hobbits were actually the most powerful beings in the fucking world, but like had become like addicted to magic and shit, and were like fucking up throwing off the imbalance of nature. Like it was a really cool offshoot of D&D that they I guess became problematic and they
Mm.
stopped doing. I think even Unhinged Jason in chat said that he used to play Dark Sun stuff. Dark Sun, dude, Dark Sun was a survival game before there were survival games because the environment was so harsh in Dark Sun that
Yeah.
part of the adventure in Dark Sun was just surviving the climate. Like if you lost a roll to your thirst check, which basically because like water's like super, you could end up going crazy and mad and killing people in your own party because you were so thirsty and you'd fucking steal their water from them and shit.
How good that shit is.
Who's this? Who's this now?
This is now I'm just doing a long
Yeah.
box full. This is Brian Hitch
Brian Hitch. Okay.
doing the ultimate stuff, and a lot of that Marvel shit, dude, is based off of this stuff.
Yeah, I like this stuff. The Ultimates, like I never collected this, but like everything that I've seen from the Ultimates is super cool.
Yeah, they get into a fucking fist fight. Pym and the Wasp, like this is their fight. They're like getting into a fist fight.
Oh, that's where he hits her. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she hits him. Yeah, he smacks her. She hits
Damn,
him.
domestic violence.
Hits him with a fucking some sort of radar
boombox. Yeah,
boombox, yeah, thing. They're sitting there drinking. They're getting fucked up.
is that Thor?
Yeah, yeah, that's how he drew Thor. Like kind of really like thin haired or something.
Like he looks very like a Hemsworth.
Yeah, I kind of like it though, in a weird way. It reminds me of like the lead warrior from 13th Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Not Antonio Banderas, but the other guy. You know, the leader of the group.
Mm-hmm.
So then they're like drinking and talking and shit, and then they get back into fighting. She bites him. He's like, "You crazy bitch!" And then she fucking shrinks down and starts shooting blasts at him. And then he gets bug spray and sprays her with bug spray.
Damn, dude, this is brutal.
Yeah. Right? And then he's like, "Oh, where are you going?" He coughs her, blasts her, and so she starts gagging and coughing and running, in there. And he's like, "Get back here and finish what you started. Don't think I can't get to you just because you're hiding under a big, heavy desk. I'm a really smart guy, remember?" And then there's this fucking ant helmet. So this is like the beginning of him like fucking with the ants. And he fucking makes the ants go in after her. And they start attacking her and shit.
Dude, what the fuck?
This is... Imagine that. Imagine them doing that in a movie where he's like, "You fucking bitch.
Wait,
You fucking shit to me." And he like sends ants and like, "Look at this shot, dude. It's fucking fucked up, dude."
Yeah.
And that is, dude. You shouldn't disrespect anybody. You shouldn't have made me feel look small, Jan.
What's Dan saying here? Bolvi? Sure didn't spell that right. That you can figure it out. What is he saying here? Bolvi.
Bolvi? I don't know. Is that like a vagina thing? Vulva? Look, and then here's a shot of like, I don't know where she is. I think he's like fucking murdered her, and now he's all upset about it. He's like, I can't believe
I can't stop looking at that ass on the left side of the camera shot right there.
This ass.
Is that Psylocke?
I don't know who that is, to be honest with you.
That's some booty, though.
I don't even know if I've read this book, dude.
How? Okay.
Sometimes you just like start buying stuff. I don't. The cover I kind of like, but like the inside, I don't like this paint job, dude. It's like it's too like rendered.
Plastic.
Yeah, like where the fuck is that hand? Like I want to see some fucking line artwork on that hand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's no solid blacks really. Like even upstairs, that's like not
liquid?
black. That's like a dark blue.
Is this liquid?
Yeah.
Yeah, and called it. Yeah, it's liquid. I like that style of coloring that they do, but only on certain people's work. Like on Joe Mad's stuff, it looks cool.
Yeah,
but
but
I don't think
they
it fits
definitely like
this.
fuck with Joe Mad's like contrast and levels with his line art. There's like black still on there.
Oh, here Dan's saying Bulvi. I think it's the name of the guy from the 13th Warrior.
Oh yeah.
You talking about vaginas?
Then all you do is change one letter. Oh yeah, the guy from 13th Warrior. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm usually a fan of liquid colors. Like I like what they do, but like I could see them like if someone's got a heavy, because Joe Mad doesn't do a lot of heavy blacks, so it kind of fits more with his like being that heavy handed with the color. But when you're that heavy handed with color and that person is an artist that spots heavy black areas, it can seem kind of odd, because it fucks
some of
with
the
the shit.
first fucking paint overs.
Straight porno chicks, just
like we're just gonna get her and we'll just like paint some outfits on her. I knew a guy. He's fucking dead now, but he would like take photos of chicks. Right? He'd be like, "Hey, can I just get photos of you?" Like he would do like photo shoots with the girls and get photos of them, and then like use the photos to draw them. But he would just like draw them with pointy ears and stupid tribal tattoos and shit. It's so weird. So it was just like, why don't you just draw like fairies? He's like, no. It was a weird, like, I don't know. Like he was like trying to hook up with them or something, but it was dog shit anyways. But that's what it makes me think of. Yeah, this is all just fucking looks like shit. Sorry.
Yep.
Feces. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, I don't think I read. See, I'm like, I think I did this the first time I got it. I like hit the first couple pages, and then I was like, ugh, I can't even fucking look at this. Look at this fucking forehead on this.
Weird. Well, it's weird. Like that. Even that.
What the fuck is going on?
Even that. Is that Storm right there on the right page? Who is that on the big splash? Or I thought it was. It's weird because it looks like it's rendered well, but there's no cast shadows happening on any of that cloth. So it has this weird, like, super over rendered, but no actual depth happening.
Yeah, like all this is all like rendered with shadows, but then when you hit this cape, there's like it's just line art.
Yeah, it's like there should be like, I mean, like the top part of that shadow that's covering up part of that, there should be a shadow casting on the bottom part of that cloth right there, and it's just all the same color and ends up looking kind of really weird. The next page too. I mean, it looks rendered kind of well in a way, but then it's like over rendered where it feels that chick on the stairway, like that looks very like Fortnite-y, but not in a good Fortnite way, like in a bad Fortnite way.
It's like I'm looking at it. I'm like, it looks like I'm like, did you turn off the ink layer?
Right. Yeah.
That's what I'm looking. I'm like, oh, okay. You got your pencil layer, but where's your ink layer? You turned off your ink layer.
Yeah. There's no inks showing through. Everything has been color holded.
Yeah.
Which is
white. Maybe a couple. There's
which is a valid, style to try, but I don't think always, like I said, it doesn't always work.
Imagine getting this, being like, yo, I spent all this time like rendering that out, and then like you get it back, and it's just like a blue fucking blob.
Yeah, even like with a blur effect on it to make it like out of focus.
Yeah, I fucking hate that, dude. Can you imagine like drawing all that shit, and then when you see the book, like part of your drawing has been blurred in Photoshop? Oh my god. Oh my god. What else? The Batman stuff. This is cool. It came with the Mad magazine.
So wait, that last book that we looked at, when was that published? Don't know what the colors that we didn't like, the booty front. Yeah.
This was done in beep bop booty beady 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 bop.
2005. 2001. Oh.
2001.
Is that an ad on that other page for the Dragon Ball Z movie? When you open the comic that you just had open, the guy saluting on the one side, is that an ad for the Dragon Ball Z movie?
Gundam.
Oh, Gundam.
Earn your rank with Gundam toys. Are you a level 1 or are you a level 5? How far do you go in your incel dream?
Right. Right on.
Yeah. You done? You ready to wrap it up?
Yeah, I mean, because they're gonna see us again tonight on Jay's, right?
That's right. Yep. All right, guys.
For 2 hours.
So that was episode 3. We're talking comics.
Yeah. If you're watching this after we finish streaming it, or if there's a topic that you would like to see brought up on a future We Talking Comics, please leave a comment below on what you would like to see us talk about, and Matt will go over those comments, and maybe a topic that you choose will be brought up as a future discussion here on We Talking Comics.
Yeah, boy. All right, have a good day, guys, and see you over at Jay's.
Peace.
Check that out. Peace.